Okay, part two, and part two we're taking a Fluent component, dropping it on the mesh, and doing the update. The mesh has been sent over, so we'll launch Fluent, and the Fluent is going to be double precision on 4 cores. Okay, Fluent has launched. I have the boundary conditions. I've got my 4 fluid volumes. I've got 2 inlets. I've got an outlet, and I've got a bunch of walls. So we are good to define a little bit the type of inlet. These inlets are going to be pressure inlets, so we'll change the type to pressure inlet. The outlet is going to be a mass flow outlet, and we're going to set that to 0.001. The key to this video is we created some internal surfaces that we wish to put reports on. So I'm going to get report definitions to measure the pressure at the blister inlet as well as the pressure at the blister outlet. So we go to report definitions and make a new surface report for area weighted pressure, and we want total pressure, and we're going to call this blister inlet total pressure, and that's interior blister inlet. Okay, and we want another report on the area weighted total pressure of blister outlet total pressure, and that's interior blister out. Okay. We also are interested in the velocity in the blister volume, so we're going to insert a report on the volume, and we want the volume average for the blister zone for the variable called velocity, and I'm really interested in the velocity along the y-axis. So there it is, and I'll just call that blister zone velocity y, and say OK. Finally, interested in mass flow from the inlet, the bypass, and then they sum up to be the mass outlet. So we'll do a few reports for a flux mass flow rate, and we're going to call this mass flow rate at the inlet. So inlet mass flow rate, and say OK to that. And then we want another flux report at the outlet, at the inlet bypass, I will say. Inlet bypass mass flow rate. Okay, and just to show that they add up to the same, we'll do a flux at the outlet. outlet mass flow rate. Okay, so with all that said, we are ready to do some simulation. I guess we might like to see some graphics. A good graphic is the let's see. Well, we might need to do some initialization first. And let's initialize this with hybrid initialization. So go ahead. On the console, we can see that it's done. And with that, I think it's enabled the things I was looking for under graphics that weren't there before initialization. Now I can ask for path lines. And so I want path lines that begin at the two inlets and have a nice long length to them. So I will do that. And there they are. So now we just need to actually get accurate results, not initialized results. So we're going to close that up. We're going to run some calculations and maybe just 300 iterations will be enough to get a sense for all those parameters. So we'll go ahead and calculate. And the screen will populate with those reports as well as the residuals. So here we see the residuals being calculated. We're going to come back later when they've taken their time to get where they're going, but we already see the total pressure is beginning to converge. The velocity is starting to flatten out. Mass flow rate is starting to flatten out. So this is something we'll come back to the end. Okay, Fluent has completed 300 iterations, and there's the updated path lines. The residuals haven't fallen. Continuity especially has not fallen down to 1e to the minus 2, which is the, what do you call it, the monitors for residual have 1e to the minus 3, so we would call it converged if it got down to here, but it's not even close. But it's good enough to look at the other important things that average out more quickly. Total pressure is converged, and at the outlet and the inlet, the Y velocity, the mass flow rate at the inlet and outlet, and then total mass flow. I guess that's outlet mass flow, which was a boundary condition, 0.001. So let's just do some work at the console, and that would be to report the final values on those plots. So the compute, there's the mass flow that we wanted. Here is the, let's just get a little wider view here. Let's compute these two guys. Mass flow rate at the inlet for the bypass. So like 89% of the mass flow is coming from the bypass, and the inlet mass flow rate is like 12%. of the total outflow. So vast majority coming through there. We have the Y velocity, 6.9 meters per second along the Y direction of the blister zone itself. And then the pressure drop across the blister outlet, the pressure inlet, and then the pressure outlet. So there's the this minus that is the pressure drop across the blister. All right, I think that is a wrap. So hope you enjoyed it. Bye.